Good morning, everyone. So one of the first things that you're going to want to do after you sign into your MacBook using the username and password that you would use to sign on to any school computer is create an Apple ID. To do that, you're going to come over here to the System Preferences. It's a little icon that looks like a gearbox. And you're going to open up that application. And then you're going to come down here to iCloud and click on it. Now my computer is already set up with my Apple ID, which is why it preloads my email address right here. More than likely you don't already have one, so we're going to come down here and click Create Apple ID. And it's going to bring up this drop-down menu. So we're going to set up a fake account to demonstrate to you how this is done. So that's not actually my birthday. So then we're going to use the name Jane Doe. We're going to use my junk email address, the one that I don't actually check. We're going to come up with a password, just like you would for anything else. And this little box down here asks if you want to sign up for their newsletter. You can leave it checked, you can uncheck it, that's entirely up to you. And you're going to create next. It's going to come up and ask you for your phone number so that they can verify that it's you. And yes, that is my actual phone number, but it's also my business number, so it's already a public number. You're going to create next. They're going to text me a verification code to make sure that it's actually me. So then I'm going to enter that number in these boxes. Alright. And then it's going to come up and ask me to agree to the terms and conditions, and I'm going to click agree. So then it's going to start processing the new Apple ID that we've just created. Sometimes it can take a little bit, so we're just going to have to wait for it. One of the reasons that Mac asks you to create an Apple ID is because they give you 5 gigabytes of cloud storage. So anytime you upload a document or a photo or contacts or even your calendars, you can sync it to the iCloud, which automatically backs it up. Now, once you've logged in, up here it says verify your email address. We're not actually going to do that because all that is involved there is that they want to make sure you've correctly entered your email address. So to do that, you would click continue. Now down here, it tells you how much of your iCloud space you have used, and they actually color code it based on the type of files you have up there. Over here, it'll say your name and your email address so that you know which account is signed in. Okay. You're going to want to set up your account details as well. So now that we've done that, you're going to come over here and we're going to look at the App Store. So that icon looks just like this. Now the App Store is where you're going to go if you want to download any program. Most MacBooks do not have CDs or CD drives anymore, and companies do not produce their programs for USB. They have gone to this internet-based downloading system. So under the Discover menu, it brings up all the most popular or newest programs for you to view. Under Create, these are all of their creative programs: photo editing, video editing, animation, anything like that, music editing, can all be found under the Create menu. The Work menu is where you'll find most of your business geared apps. These are apps that help you stay focused and keep track of what you're doing and working on. The Play menu brings up all of the games that are available. Most of these are pretty expensive. The Develop menu brings up all of the apps that allow you to develop your own programs or apps or anything that involves coding. Under Categories, you will find a more in-depth menu for things that you may be looking for. Under Updates, this is where you'll find updates for any apps that you have on your computer, as well as operating system updates. Anytime that you get an operating system update, I highly suggest you install it as soon as it comes out, because those updates contain the security and antivirus and anti-malware software for your Mac. Now, the reason you're going to want to create an Apple ID is so that you can receive those things. So it's asking me to go ahead and sign in. And if you'll notice, this is the email address that we just used to create our brand new Apple ID. So I entered the password and I'm going to click sign in. And I obviously typed the password wrong, so we're going to fix that really quick. And so it's going to sign me in. And it says that I'm a brand new user here. So we're going to review my Apple account. Okay. So we're completing my Apple ID really quick. Obviously, we're in the United States, and I agreed to the terms and conditions, so we're going to click continue. Now, the reason that it's asking for a payment method is so that you can go ahead and download applications and other programs. You can select to have a no payment method at this point. You can also use PayPal or any credit card that you want. For our students, I highly suggest going to Walmart and getting a prepaid Visa card and using that, putting in your billing address, and then using the card information to go ahead and enter the payment information. Because if you do not have a payment information, in here, a lot of the times it can cause problems. So now we're going to re-sign in. And so long as that Visa card isn't used for anything else, you shouldn't have any problems. See, it's telling me that we now have a verification email sent to my junk email again. And we're going to click OK. So that is the App Store. There's a lot of fun programs in here geared toward just about anything that you may imagine. I highly suggest you take some time to look through it and see what programs are going to work for you. But please do remember that when you do get an update for any program or an operating system update, this is where you'll find them. And it is important to keep them updated because otherwise they do not work properly. So, if you have any questions